Hi, good morning everybody. This is Nicholas Teo from CMC Markets here in Singapore. Today, the 25th of August. A lot of green on the screen, and this is it kicked off early this morning from Australia when the AXS 200 saw a nice rebound after a huge gap down from on the back of yesterday's move. Now this AXS or the Australia 200 is calling now 5.5 or almost 6% rebound from last night's deep close in the red. That spurred on other subsequent markets in Asia that opened at a later time, namely Japan. The Nikkei 225 or the Japan 225 down here opening at a low again, 17,734, and then finding its legs mid-morning or so, if you may, and trading at close to the high right now of around 18,500, or a 4% move from the overnight close. Now subsequently, the story continues across the other regions of Asia, namely your Hong Kong and China, Greater China markets, lending a bit of cheer on our domestic Singapore markets. Now this move is a highlight of a few things. One, bargain hunters have started to step in after 3, 4, 5 days of meltdown essentially. We've also seen that capitulative sell-off or sell-down usually highlight a overreaction of the moves that we saw last week. Now the key thing is whether this is going to be a counter trend rally, which will probably have legs for the next 2-3 days or so, or is this a new, a bottom has been found kind of situation, and a firmer sort of a continued rebound is going to probably happen. But for the time being, let's just look at prices. Let me just start with some forex moves. They are huge moves, and the moves have come mainly from the commodity-led currencies that were faced with the biggest brunt of the sell down. Aussie dollar, for example, across the Aussie dollar here up 0.74%, the Aussie yen, the Aussie euro, all seeing big moves on the upside. The Aussie dollar together with the Kiwi dollar saw the biggest brunt of sell down because they were commodity-led, commodity-based currencies, commodity being sold down because of the China growth story sort of evaporating. Likewise, we are also seeing moves on some of the blue chip stocks in Singapore. Keppel I highlighted yesterday, showing or reflecting that this level of the 650 seems to be a sort of a firm downside play. The stock today gapped down at a low of 635 or so, and now we are seeing a nice green easily enveloping both these two gaps down here, and each actually touching the first sort of targets that I'm looking at of around $7 that I highlighted in yesterday's YouTube. Please catch that. But essentially, again, this whole meltdown, has happened in a very acute angle, and this buyback up or this rebound, in some quarters can be more or less expected. Whether this continues the next 2-3 days or so, we will see. Obviously, a good follow through from the US markets tonight, and a subsequent strength again in Asia tomorrow would be key. But essentially, it's a very volatile situation, and it continues to remain so. Now, on the news front or the market calendar front, tomorrow we will see, or rather later today, we will see the GDP coming out from the German quarters and several European quarters, and tonight's retail sales in the US, and subsequently a PMI number later tonight will remain key in trigger points for a next move. But clearly today, if I were to just look at some of the most gainers today, for example, you are seeing all the big blues that were hit quite hard over the last 3-4 days or so, finding its legs for the first time in several days. Besides that, thank you very much.